This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cage Side Press, back with Erick Ghost Pepper Gonzalez, who returns to action this February 28th against Darrius Flowers. You know, Erick, first of all, I think our first in-person interview in like 4 years. What took us so long?
Man, you know, we both have busy lives, but I'm happy to see you, brother.
Likewise, likewise. So talk to me, how's camp going for this one? I know you've had some changes now, working with some new people. What do you got going on?
Well, you know, I'm training with CMMA over with Chad George over at CMMA, on top of doing five signs. So that's it's been a very, very busy camp. You know, a lot of new guys that I get to work with. So it's been a blessing and a lot of upgrades in my life.
Now, obviously, you're a veteran. You've been with your team at Fight Science for a long time. What has that help been? What have you added with the CMMA on top of everything you're obviously working on?
You know, CMMA has a lot of good grapplers, a lot of good wrestling. So, you know, I was going in there to help me and upgrade my grappling even more. So, you know, I really went in intention to that, and a lot more guys in there that I can just work with. So, you know, that's been a blessing with that. You know, and alongside of learning some key details, you know, with my jiu-jitsu game with Chad, and it's been really good, man. It's probably one of the best camps I've had so far.
I do have to bring it back. Obviously, your last one with Terrence McKinney, you know, it went the way it went. When you look back on that fight, what are some things you wish you had worked on, done differently, etc.?
You know, I did everything I was supposed to. No excuses. You know, he was a better man that night. I just made a small mistake, kind of like spaced out on my grappling for some reason. You know, it never happened. It was the first time, and you know, I think that's a lot of the reason that I wanted to start up in my grappling game even more, and working with guys that are, you know, high-level guys as well. You know, so I don't make that same mistake again. I'll be more than alert, more aware, and I won't have that spaced out moment that for some reason I had for that fight.
Talking about Darrius Flowers, Contender Series guy, making, I believe, his first official UFC fight. What are your thoughts on him as an opponent and what he brings to the table?
He's going to be tough. I think he's going to be tough. He's got some boxing fights, I know that. You know, I know he played some college ball, so he's going to have some power, some strength on him. You know, as far as his grappling and striking, you know, I've seen what he has to do, what he has to offer to bring to the table. You know, he's got that one knockout power. I don't think he'll have the gas tank, and I know he's dropping down to 155 for the first time in his career. I did a lot of 185s, a lot of 170, never 155. So it's, you know, it's 15 extra pounds he's gonna have to cut from 170, which is not easy if you know the fight game, if you know how weight cuts are. So you know, it's not that I'm not worried, but you know, my confidence is very high going into this fight.
Now, obviously, people are going to look at the record, say, hey, maybe a must-win situation. Obviously, you got your own goals to have a great 2023. Talk about just the mental aspect going into this one and maybe a bit of that pressure to get the dub finally.
You know, that's been kind of like the biggest question for everybody. You know, do you have to win this fight? You know, you're two losses in a row in the UFC. So, you know, that pressure does kick in a little bit. But, you know, I'm working with a mental coach this camp around, and, you know, it's been getting my head even in a better spot than it already was. I've never been a big mental kind of like, you know, doubt guy in my life or in my persona, and I'm not going to start now. So, you know, for me, it's just another fight. Just go in there, win, make it a fashionable win, try to get that bonus if I can, you know, so I can just start getting a dub and get to 2023 rolling in my favor.
I did move, so you're forgiven. I haven't gotten my invitation to the wedding yet.
You know, I think we're aiming for 2024. It's going to be officially the year we get married, but I'll keep you updated with no doubt.
Have you picked out your groomsmen yet? I saw this is a thing on Twitter that everyone had some opinions on.
Hey, there was a big opinion on that, believe it or not. I actually really enjoyed that. It was nice. It was a good topic to have. You know, it wasn't anything crazy. But yeah, I did have some groomsmen picked out. You know, that Twitter post was really funny. I didn't think I was going to get that many responses and actual interactions from people, but it was pretty cool to see that. And I did have my groomsmen picked out already, though.
Did your brother-in-law react to that and be like, "Bruh, you could have just talked this out with me"?
No, they don't. They don't have Twitter, so I think that's probably over half the reason I did. My fiance does. She's like, "Hey, why are you posting that?" I was like, "Hey, what can I say? You know, I like some opinions."
Erick, best of luck. It's always great talking to you, man.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you.